Hello, and welcome to another Here's the Storm Quick Tip. Today I wanted to talk about the Zerg waves on Braxis, how they function, and how best to deal with them. So, as you can see, the Zerg waves are split by percentage, and the percentage is by the control points. In this case, this is a full Zerg wave, and what that means is there are 5 Zerg units. There are Zerglings, which you can see here. They are mostly just there to tank tower shots. They are very weak, and they only have 450 health. Banelings, which are these little green round things, they also have 450 health, but they're a little different. They have a base damage of 150, and that, remember, that is their base damage. That scales over time. The other thing this does is these have a 50% bonus damage to heroes. So if you've ever been next to a structure, like say the gate or the tower, as a squishy, and you wondered where half your health went, that is because multiple banelings went off and you got splash damaged by them. These prioritize they prioritize structures rather. And so what happens is if you're standing next to the gate or towers, you can take a ton of damage. Remember, because of that 50% damage bonus, their baseline damage to a hero is 225. Now, and again, that scales. So if you stand next to multiple, you can easily lose 50 to 70% of your health as a squishy hero. So be very careful with these. They are also very low in health. They're only 450 health. So if you're a mage that can put out AoE reasonably safely, you want to do that to clear out these banelings. Hydralisks have been modified since a while ago. They're only 850 health, but their health scales a little differently than the other Zerg in the longer game. The other thing they'll do is they deal 70 per attack, and they attack reasonably quickly. So what happens is if you're a hero and they focus on you, you'll notice you'll get shredded pretty quickly. Also, as far as I'm aware, they do not have a preference towards structures. What you'll find is many of these Zerglings will go naturally towards structures, and Hydralisks won't care. They will just attack you if you are in range. The Guardians, which are the big floaty things, obviously their deal is they're the ranged unit, the very long-ranged unit, the chromie of the group, as it were. And they deal 110 damage per shot. And so the difference is their damage scaling isn't quite as bad as it was the original iterations of the map. But they're also quite hard to deal with. Usually these are the last units you'll want to deal with. Something to note, if you have a hero behind them, especially say like a Viking or a mobile hero like a Genji, you can actually bait these back towards here, since they always start toward the back wave of the Zerg and they move slow. And so what happens, you can bait them away from attacking your structures here. Obviously that doesn't really work when the whole enemy team is here, but if a Zerg wave is attacking an unattended lane, you can actually bait off the Guardians from the group. So something to consider. And finally there's Ultralisks. They have 4,700 health, and depending on how long they're alive, they may spawn more Zerg. And so what that looks like is usually it's 3 Zerglings and a Hydralisk, I believe. And that's every 13 seconds they'll spawn new ones. This isn't particularly concerning, but obviously the bigger the wave, the more pressure is on you to kill these before they essentially rebuild the wave. So in terms of priority and danger, the Banelings are number 1. Number 2 is usually the Hydralisks more than anything else. And then after that, you want to usually take out the Ultralisks because they'll just keep growing the army. And then finally the Guardians. As you can see, this is 100%. Our Jaina had to back for mana at a really inopportune time. So with 100% and no real wave clear on this comp besides Jaina, there's just nothing we can do. And again, this is a 3-minute Zerg wave, and we are just getting completely stomped. The entire fort, the entire wall, the entire fort, gone. And we're going to lose keep wall. And if they actually get any picks here, this could potentially be keep altogether. You'll notice the Ultralisks generally just die on their own to splash damage and towers. And that's, again, because this is only a 3-minute wave. But this is why when you see like 10, 11, 12-minute waves come in, They just ram through the front gate and usually get a keep or almost get a keep in the process. And then late game Zerg waves, if unopposed, can bully their way through an entire keep and end the game on their own. So remember, even with very low scaling, 100% Zerg wave, if you don't have wave clear, is not something to trifle with. It is very important that you respect what these can do and you draft wave clear. Again, order of priority, you can basically ignore Zerglings. You want to take out Banelings if you have a hero that can do so. So in this case, Jaina Blizzard is pretty much your only way. Also, Fire Stumps from Diablo can do enough because, again, they don't have that much HP. And then after that, you want to kind of focus down Hydralisks, Ultralisks, and then finally Guardians. So I hope this very basic tutorial teaches you what to prioritize, what the Zerg are trying to do. Remember, finally, Ultralisks and Guardians are almost always going to be attacking structures more so than anything else. So if it comes down to team fighting in the Zerg wave and you're in range of structures, you don't have to worry about them. But if you are not, these will shred you just as badly as the Hydralisk if you fight in the middle of a Zerg wave. If you can help it, you never want to fight the opponents in the middle of the Zerg wave. Small ones are okay, but ones that are, say, 70% or bigger, you're just asking to get yourself killed. So with that in mind, I hope you learned something today. Have a good day.